October 25th. I think it's October. Yeah, it should be October. I'm done with all the summer work and was hitting it once again. For once live, actually. For the first time I'm trying to stream stream the bloody podcast live.
I will. I don't think anyone's watching it though.
But soon all kinds of notices will pop up on Twitter and IRC channels and whatnot. So we'll see what is happening. Anyway, so yes, how are you doing, Tassi? We haven't spoken since last time, I think.
Um, eh, yeah, I'm doing all right. Uh, that was supposed to be the like, what have I been playing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I was just making small talk.
Gee, I'm just being silly.
Yeah.
It's getting kind of we're kind of preparing because next week is gonna be like going to we're going to like a bunch of like Halloween, like a bunch of like get-togethers this next week. This like the week coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Monday they're supposed to we're gonna like carve pumpkins and like we're like on Halloween we're gonna like go to like a friend of one of my roommates' house and probably like play Rock Band or something.
Well, it's something to keep yourself occupied with in the evenings.
Right.
Also, playing with friends is always funnier.
Right, yeah.
So yeah. What game have you been playing since we talked last time?
I've been sticking primarily to I've been sticking mostly to Pokemon Blue from like most of this last couple of weeks.
Oh yeah.
That's because yeah, like I said, it's the Gentleman's Challenge and it's supposed to be due on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure. This
Okay.
week at least.
Yeah. How you
And
doing?
I am close enough that I'm pretty much like right at the Elite Four, so I'm just gonna so I just pretty much have to beat them and then the game is finished. So
It's an
I think
hour or three basically.
yeah.
Yeah, because you never know how cheap the AI is going to be with the Elite Four.
Right, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and just remember, it was either Elite Four or Sabrina that I was going up against. What the one that uses ghost or psychic types, and we got kind of stuck in a recovery battle. Yeah, he would I would punch him, and he would use recover. He would punch me, and I would use recover, and we went back and fro, until all my power points was depleted, and I had to use struggle. Then I lost badly.
Well, shit. I will. I think I'm not gonna have that bad of a time personally, but that's because I think it's because I'm used to Pokemon by now. So a lot of what people remember this game being difficult for, it's not really so much. Like
Okay.
even like because when I faced Sabrina, I knew that her Alakazam was gonna be trouble, but literally I just had to like you just need to have a powerful move already like there and pretty much you can beat like her Alakazam before it takes out one Pokemon if you have if you have like a powerful move like Drill Peck or Dig.
Yeah. Yeah. Fly should probably also work if you just can get that sweet spot when you're kind of always dodging the attacks.
Yeah, it's strange because it seems like those moves are a lot more powerful than they are in later games. Because, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember Dig being so like powerful in later games. But here, like, I can cream a lot of like even Pokemon that aren't weak to it. I can pummel them with it.
Yeah. I think they partly, if I remember correctly, fly was a normal move, and they then later changed it to a flying move or something like that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Um, to be fair, bite became a dark move, and that made it a whole lot better.
Yeah,
So,
it's all of that tweaking and balancing.
yeah, I most certainly don't think it's as unpolished as it's usually said to be, but I don't. But yeah, like a lot of the improvements that the later generations have do put it over this one. But I think that it's still a fun game so far. It's possible that the Elite Four will change my mind, but I'm I'm not banking on it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
To quote some hippie somewhere, respect the classics, man.
Uh, I'll be sure to do that a little more. Be careful when talking about classic games in the future, I guess.
It's okay. I mean, you can respect them, but still see the flaws in the programming and coding and gameplay and everything.
Yeah. The only issues I really do have is like the storage systems for both Pokemon and items because going through a dungeon and having to like mess with your items in order to try and pick something up is that can be kind of infuriating, especially if you're trying to catch Pokemon but they're like, "Oh, the box is full." You're going to have to go and take care of that, but not in this battle. You're done here or something. You can't catch it.
Yeah, the auto changing boxes in silver and gold was a lifesaver.
Yeah.
I hated freaking going to a out in a cave, start to catch Pokemon, and all of a sudden I get the message that my PC box is full, and I go all the way back to the freaking center, change the box, and walk all the way over.
I guess I'm lucky. I got an Abra, so I got to teleport early. So most of the time I just had to go on the trip back to where I was before. Most of the time, I would just get taken to the Pokemon Center. And I had to go walk back.
Oh yeah, but I did this early game and I didn't have fly.
Yeah, that's still bother. So yeah. Yeah, but other than that, I didn't really do too much in the way of playing games. I'm just trying to concentrate on just getting that done before the time is up on it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but you should have about top three, worst case scenario 4 hours, just because if something goes incredibly wrong, you're gonna have to do all that shit again.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I can say myself, I haven't actually played that many games lately. Well, last week I was sick, and this week I just been continually grinding my flying elite skills in War Thunder. I've been streaming a bit of that too. And what more? It's pretty much War Thunder, and let's see. I can take a sneak peek here on my Steam library. See, yeah, War Thunder and an hour of Team Fortress. I was going to see what the update was all about, but that didn't happen.
And that's that's generally the problem when it comes to multiplayer games. Sometimes is that you'll have them and like maybe there'll be an update, but there's no one that you're friends with willing to play. No one that you're friends with who plays it anymore, and so you just kind of lose interest quickly.
Nah, I could still play it. It's just that I'm really rusty.
Well, that too. You also kind of forget a lot of the things.
Yeah, and I know how to do certain stuff, and it just doesn't happen when I do it.
Right.
Oh, also, I lied. Last weekend, my brother came over, and we played a bit of Super Nintendo. Just relaxing and playing some Super Mario Brothers and Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Relax with Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
I can relax with Super Ghouls and Ghouls and Ghosts. Thank you very much.
Okay. I yeah, if you know what you're doing, that's not that difficult of a game.
I can say it like this. I have a decent grasp about what I'm supposed to do. Then if I actually manage to do it or not, that's a whole different question.
Yeah,
But I have started to realize that after watching a couple of speedruns that the torch is freaking overpowered in that game.
to be fair, I don't. From what I remember, yeah, like Ghouls and Ghosts isn't as a franchise. It's hard, but that's mostly just trying to figure out like.
It's well
it feels like it's
designed,
hard,
I
but
would say.
fair. Yeah.
It's kind of that same line as the first Castlevania games.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, that's probably the case.
There are there's some random intervals with spawns and whatnot, but there is a method to the madness.
The method. There's also a bit of a safety net if you actually need it. So.
Yeah. The thing is surviving until you can catch the safety net.
Right.
So yeah, that's what's going on, and my usual hijinks with the various noisemakers I have laying around the room.
Right.
I'm talking about my guitars.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what I've been up to, and maybe 20 minutes of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, but that was when I was sick and I was too damn tired to actually sit down and play. I figured I have some time over. I might as well. I wake up about 3 hours later, look at the DS, and all the battery's gone, and I go, fuck. Yeah, so that's
most unfortunate.
It's closer to the truth than I like to admit, but yeah, that's what's been happening. But yeah, it's good that you actually been playing a bit of Pokemon Blue, because incidentally, it's part of the topic we got picked for this week. Mr. Hayfever was happily supplying us with the topics, and it is RPGs, turn-based action, or what's the last one called? I had this. RPG games and the different ways
Tactical.
you can play them. Yeah, tactical. Thank you very much.
I blurted it out, but I forgot to push the talk button. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of all of them, because I really like I like a bunch of RPGs for the different merits. I mean, I haven't done it in a while, but I could go back and play Advance Wars, just because I think it's a bloody great game.
Well, I guess technically, yeah, I'm playing like it was Dual Wars, wasn't it? Oh yeah, I'm playing Advance Wars Dual Strike. That's what
yes.
it was. Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Because I ended up buying I bought that. It kind of had like a partially completed save file on it. I liked messing around with it, and then I just bought like Days of Ruin afterwards, and I guess that didn't really do the same thing for me, so I didn't really. I guess that's also okay, I suppose, because they never really made anything after that.
Well,
Advance Wars wise,
I think they managed to scare off the fan base a little, because for the Advance Wars series is a really long series. It's like it spawns even back to the Famicom.
right?
So they kind of make it a bit darker and edgier, and kind of just scared people away.
Yeah, I guess that was the case.
And for me, it was a bit it was a bit off-putting, if I say. I think the gameplay is still the same, but for me, the characters in the game wasn't. It didn't feel quite as charming and welcoming and as the earlier series. But that's just me.
Yeah,
I mean,
sometimes atmosphere can be everything, but I don't really know. On one hand, it is good to have to be able to just control the battle directly via action.
yeah.
Most at but that also means that things can get a little really complicated really fast. If I
Oh yes.
remember right. I don't think I ever figured out a lot of the intricacies for what amount of Tales of the Abyss I played. So,
Okay.
also, like Ni no Kuni. I had played that too a little bit, but that was before I had to settle on I have to beat Persona, and I still haven't done that. But, yeah, like, the minute they gave me a second partner in Ni no Kuni, I pretty much lost any and all, like, coordination I had in that game. Like, all of it.
Ni no Kuni, is that more a action based?
Yes.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Like, the thing is, like, to play that game, a lot of it is you switching to, like, a monster of sorts while while you're trying to direct it, like, yourself. You have your own health to worry about, and you can fight on your own, but usually you want to have your monster do it for you because it has better attack.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're, like, more of a mage. But then, like, and I can handle that just fine, but, like, once you get to the second area, well, first of all, they basically say, go straight to the town. All the monsters here are going to kick your butt, and they do. Then you have to go through this whole thing to get, like, your second teammate, and they kind of go through how you're supposed to fight with them. But I'm gonna be honest. I think my partner got knocked out in almost every fight, or almost got taken out, unless the monster was really easy. And like when they sent me to like the first boss I faced with 2 party members, my first one got knocked out, so I had to spend the entire fight dealing with this giant monster with like, I think it had I don't really like. I had to spend like a long time whittling down its health by myself because I don't think I can control my teammate that well in an action battle. And the thing is, I think I'm supposed to get another teammate some point, so that's not going to make things any easier if I ever get to that point.
No, I'm sure you'll make it.
Yeah, I'm sure. If I don't, I hope I figure this out. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But I guess, well, yeah, in a way, all 3 of these games were something born from the same. Well, maybe. Well, yeah, all of it was kind of made because of because you want to get stronger, or like you kind of like going from. Yeah, in a way, it's kind of like controlling a party. Really, the only difference is on what scale.
Mm-hmm.
Because like in turn-based, it's you have to deal with like 4 different actions, or at least like your team's actions, and then like depending on certain figures, that turn can go very well or very wrong, but at most, or not, just kind of goes as like current, or just kind of stays the same, because you can just attack or guard or something. There's a lot of strategy that has to be involved when it comes to turn-based, and the best ones usually give you these sorts of options that can allow you to skirt around certain really powerful attacks.
Yeah. I have really. If I have to choose between the tactical or the turn-based, I'm all for the turn-based because I can sit and just plot out my world domination plans in peace.
I guess as an example, like in I guess I'll just use what's it called? Earthbound Cognitive Dissonance, like the fan game that Crafter made.
Yeah.
I think a lot of boss battles usually resolved around me putting up using this like reflective barrier and like occasionally like having to get like, and sometimes these guys would use like attacks that inflict a bunch of status effects on almost everybody.
Yeah.
And so I had to try and do a lot of damage control while at the same time doing attacks. And wait, yeah, like one of like one was just like my primary attacker, one put up reflective barriers, one healed, and one would either heal or like use a psi attack. So, but like the best ones are the ones that like give you these sorts of options to maybe try and get around like attacks that would otherwise cream anybody else. Something like that. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense.
There is a small light of sense somewhere in there, I think.
I'm not going to bother searching for it. Action is a little different in the sense that usually they give you the ability to control everyone, but battle is a lot more based on timing and like location and some such. Like like the Tales of games or like
we could actually bring up Fallout and the later Fallout games.
Yeah,
and
Fallout games
Skyrim.
and Fallout and Elder Scrolls are the same thing. Although in that case you don't have you have like maybe one person with you, or like you get like teammates, but I'm basically counting action RPGs as anything that like allows you to move around during a battle, whether or not they have to take you somewhere else in order to have that battle. It doesn't matter. But usually they it relies a lot on like having things happen immediately. So while they give you chances to maybe like slow down the action so that you can plan your moves out effectively most of the time.
Yeah,
like usually you have to like you have to get over there, strike them, and then like you have to deal with all these other things going on around you.
Yeah, but usually that comes down to how you're building, really, because I try to build these. I have tried to build these big, tanky characters in both Fallout and Skyrim, and I usually end up just giving them a dagger and starting stabbing people in the back. Or by distance.
I don't know. Usually when I play either Fallout or Elder Scrolls, I basically like step into every pool trying to like figure out what works and what doesn't. And usually just ends up with someone who's everything. Yeah. Like I remember my Skyrim character has spells, she has a sword and a shield. She has arrows for when she needs to take people down from a distance.
Yeah.
So, like, just like a little bit of everything, really.
Yeah.
Feels like.
I usually end up with, if I'm in a tight quarter and there's no way else than fighting myself through, I have a sword. Then I dual wield a dagger in my other hand, and then I rely on sneak. Oh, and of course my bow, so I can take out people from afar and distract them with arrows.
Right.
So that have come to be my only play style, and I've been trying again and again to have this other play style, but every time I just kind of fall back on, that's big and scary. Let's sneak around it and see if we can just do something else with it.
I could invest a lot in attack, or I could invest a lot in stealth and like get double damage from all of my sneak attacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Your choice is obvious.
Yeah. Usually in I usually manage to do horrible in Fallout. So when I sneak, that bloody giant red scorpion start to notice me anyway. And then
that thing has eyes on the back of its tail.
Yeah, and then we cue the Benny Hill theme.
Right.
Because I'm legging it, because I can take more than 3 hits from that thing. and
Right.
usually and really mean the Benny Hill music, because when I start to run away from that thing, I take a wrong turn and just start to run deeper and deeper into the into the cave, and all of a sudden I have pretty much the whole inhabitants of that particular cave after me, and then I hit a dead end and go, yeah, this is going to be challenging.
Right. Um, so that's action. And that leaves like well, tactical is pretty much going the opposite, where you basically control a large group of people, usually about like, well, they usually center on the usual amount is like maybe 7 or 8, but sometimes you'll end up having to deal with more.
Yeah, would you say that what's it called? I don't remember the title of the second game, Ogre Battle.
Ogre Tactics, Ogre Battle,
Yeah,
the Ogre series, yeah.
yeah. They usually had some kind of tactical, real-time strategy kind of deal, which I really enjoyed the Super NES version. I never got the chance to play the 64 version.
I've never played Ogre, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I think I managed to get to map 10. Don't ask me how I managed to do it. I was like 14, 14 when I played it last time, and I have kind of forgot how to do it.
Yeah, right. But yeah, in those games, usually it's dependent entirely on, like, usually it's a grid system, and you like move a bunch of people around the map and having to deal with all sorts of different types of units, like those that can fire from long range, those with elemental attacks, those that like can stun.
Yeah,
like,
you
there's a
need
lot
to-
of things at play.
Yeah, you need to have a well-rounded team for the tactical stuff to work, or have specialized units.
Right.
I've been playing a bit of Company of Heroes, and I would say that's a tactical tactical RPG to some extent, because you can level up your units
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would probably count. Yeah.
Yeah, and once again I managed to snow in on the on the thing that actually works for me. I'm for some reason I'm very very pinpointed when it comes to RPGs for some reason, but I always build the heavy stuff. I don't build the heavy stuff with artillery and whatnot, because I build tanks and vehicles. and usually we're kind of tag teaming, so I have my friend over there, and he gets designated maybe the other two speciality trees. But the thing is, it always works.
The tanks always work.
Well, the thing is, the tactic have usually worked for us. When we've been playing, because I when he starts to just take care of the early game, I can just start to build up my resources and start to put up tanks. And we usually have a bit of a dip in the mid game, because he's starting to get outnumbered, and I don't have enough tanks out to actually be of help. But if we can manage to conquer that, then it's just a steamroll, because I have heavy tanks way earlier than the other opponents.
So you're more playing for the long game, right?
Yeah, I usually do that. I don't know why.
Right.
It's just something that it works for me. Then again, I'm really vulnerable early game.
I get you. But yeah, like strategy games are a lot more into the. Yeah, They are a lot, as the name would. Yeah, tactical games are a lot more into the like. It doesn't matter how much power you have to use it effectively.
Yeah, and
Like, you could argue that both turn-based and action as long as you have, it wouldn't like.
The,
Eventually, you just have to overpower the other team, and you can just like it doesn't matter what
well,
strategy you use at that point.
yeah, and the thing is with these kinds of RPGs, they kind of blend into each other. I mean, you can have a tactical turn-based and a tactical action, and I would actually say that you can blend in some RTS things into it with Company of Heroes, Red Alert, those kind of things.
Oh yeah, everything borrows from one another, and it's kind of more apparent when you talk about RPGs because almost everyone does like, "Hey, you're gonna level up, and here have these like tech trees and all this other stuff." And
Yeah, so
um,
it's interesting to talk about.
yeah,
But if I would have to pick a personal favorite, for me it would probably be turn-based. As I said earlier, I can just sit there and plot my world domination. And that's one of the reasons why I take a weekend every year, sit down and play Civilization.
right. You're gonna need the entire weekend for that.
I have been.
I'm sorry.
I'm known to. I can put up the game and I start playing, and all of a sudden it's 4 a.m. and it's a bit stressful if it is if it is a work day. So
Right.
I had to put that restriction on myself that I have to take a weekend off if I want to play that, because otherwise it's going to suck.
Right. Yeah. And then,
That's the mild case. The worst case is that I continue playing until I realize that I've been sitting on my ass for 12 hours and it's time to go to work. That almost happened. I managed to get 2 hours of sleep before I had to get up again.
right. Picking between all three of these, um, well, I guess I have to admit I'm not really. Apparently, action isn't really all that much for me. I kind of want to say tactical, but I almost feel like that unless it's certain situations, I'm not really the most tactical kind of person.
Yeah,
But
I think I'm more plotting when I'm playing these kinds of games, so I just go around and try to get myself at an advantage.
it's interesting because like at times it's just like at times I kind of like play like games that require you to think, and I'm just like, all right, this goes here, that does that. You know, you do that behind there, here, put that there, and put this here, and everything's all right. And then there are times where I'm like just sitting here, I'm just like, move everybody over there. What are you doing? Just go over there, do that. And I'm just like, I don't care, and I don't. And I just want to just steamroll everything around me, and I don't care, and it doesn't matter to me otherwise. Either to my either to my advantage or deficit. So I guess it just kind of depends on the mood I'm in.
Yeah, okay, yeah. To some extent, I would say, but then again, if I want to have a fun RPG, I just get back to something turn-based. Pokemon, Heroes of Might and Magic 3, Civilization. Although the Civilization is a bit more convoluted than the other two, but you catch my drift. Um, Maybe some Company of Heroes. I still want to see what they did with Russian Assault. No, the Company of Heroes 2, Eastern Front.
Right.
Yeah, so that's my go-to RPG games. And then again, I think Skyrim is a awfully fun game. Then now I've since last summer I've been playing it so much that I start to feel like I have kind of completed it. Also, I managed to mod it until I broke it. I clocked
It feels
in
like
about
with Skyrim.
I clocked in at 220.
It feels like with Skyrim, you have to give up on it, not the other way around. Eventually, to be fair, I mean, like you can complete Oblivion, and I just kind of gave up on that after I completed the main story. I mean, like I didn't even wait for that special armor. They like say, "Hey, we're gonna make this for you. It'll take a couple weeks." Like I just kind of played around for like a bit of this like post game, and then I just kind of stopped because
Yeah,
at that point it didn't matter to me.
I didn't have any of the expansion packs for Oblivion, so I stopped after that particular quest too.
Yeah, same here,
I
really.
managed to get my save file to try the is it Shivering Isles?
Shivering Isles, yeah.
yeah, and I managed to play maybe 5 hours of that. It it took it was fun, but it's nothing I really have gone back to and started playing again.
Right.
And right now, I don't feel like putting in the time and effort that it will take to play that game again.
Yeah. I. I mean, not for lack of trying. The game is. It's not like it's bad. I guess it's just kind of by this point, Skyrim is improved a lot upon it anyway.
Yeah, on some matters, and on some matters not so much. I
Right.
still a bit pissed that they took away the hand-to-hand skills.
I don't know. It feels like Skyrim has more. Well, if only because now you can basically do this move that just allows you to pick someone up and slam them down on the ground if you hit them with a. That's like a critical attack, isn't it?
It's a kill move.
A kill move, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I did that like during a dungeon, and I'm like, what? What are you doing? And just slams him down on the ground like a goddamn wrestler.
because it's fucking cool.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The Nords is back in the same crap using over and over and over again. Watch them as they shout their enemies apart, or something like that. I don't know.
Uh,
Though it's a missed opportunity in my book that they didn't manage to combine some kill moves with the shouts.
right.
I mean, you just stab someone in the chest, then you then you just shout them apart.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit too gruesome. That might be the case.
But yeah, I think I'm between like turn-based and tactical games really. It's like probably more towards turn-based than the other
Yeah, okay.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I've been playing a bit of Shadowrun too, but when I had to change the computer, I forgot to back up my Shadowrun file. But I'm getting back to that because I thought it was a really fun game, and I see
Yeah,
that
I would
they have started to do a bit more support for it. That you can make your own storylines and stuff like that.
Oh. Um
Yeah,
I
the
think
Steam Workshop.
right. I think they did the wasn't like the original like the original like way back on the Super Nintendo story they did like either that was this one it was the base game or was like an expansion or something, or am I wrong?
I think, yeah, they had a a Shadowrun game of the Super Nintendo, but I don't
Yeah.
remember if they actually made some kind of extra game for it afterwards.
I don't know, whatever. Oh, I know my roommate has had it and like played it and liked it, I think.
Yeah, okay.
I think she's more of the strange enough, I think she's more into the like she's more into like the tactical like the RTS games than like I am.
Okay.
But
Yeah, we could talk about what's that game's name? Uh, uh, XCOM.
XCOM, oh yeah, that I know a little bit more about, if only because well, one, I saw somebody like let's play the old version a little bit. I
Yeah.
didn't see him finish the whole thing, but I also saw, but like I know of like SmackDown Pete like played XCOM Enemy Unknown all the way through and like a couple times.
Yeah.
So that is an interesting that's both in like a sort of interesting take on this sort of like that sort of on sort of tactics in a way. Like they did their own different thing, and it's also interesting how Enemy Unknown tried to like mix things up a bit. You know what I mean? Like you can easily see that the first game, what was it called? UFO Assault?
I think it was just called XCOM or something. I haven't played those games. That's why I was kind of hoping you knew a bit more than I did.
Well, yeah, it's kind of, the first game is definitely more brutal than the later ones, but but the later ones kind of the later ones are definitely a lot less they're a lot less like they screw you over a lot less, it seems, because like in the first one, like there were these enemies called cyber discs, and when you destroy them they make a gigantic explosion.
Okay.
That if you get caught in it, you're dead meat.
Yeah. And of course, the game doesn't tell you this before you kill them.
Right. I mean, so, like the later version, the Enemy Unknown also has like these long human-looking, like they're called like Fin Men, I think they are. And if you shoot them, they leave like a puddle that if you like kind of pass through it, you get poisoned. But that's kind of like you can kind of see that coming this time.
Okay, yeah, it's a bit more fair, maybe. Could we
also,
leave it at that?
Also, I don't think the later game I don't know. But they both have their like similarities, but they're also very different.
Yeah, as I said, I haven't played the game, so I don't really know.
So we could just...
That said, I heard people are really happy about the new one.
Yeah, that seems very different. I have to wonder how they're going to make that work now that you're basically the attacker rather than the defender.
Well,
I mean, I haven't seen anything yet, so...
Yeah, it looks looks interesting, and it's going to be a PC exclusive because they couldn't really, from what I read, apparently they couldn't figure out the how they would support it on both the PS4 and the Xbone.
Right. After which fair enough with that reasoning. I can't really blame them.
Yeah. So we come to the conclusion basically that we like all the RPGs, just not we have a kind of leaning towards one of the three.
There's a good game in all of them, but like eventually it does just kind of come down to what you like the most.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. Okay. So.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
we agree that we kind of don't know what we're talking about, basically. Well, we know what we're talking about, but it's nothing earth-shattering breakthrough. We've come
surprise.
To. No, we're two schmucks talking to each other from on each side of the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, I don't think we're going to get the Nobel Prize in physics or something like that. Anyway, do you have anything else you want to discuss? Because we still have some time over.
Well, I guess I could just since this I came up a little bit, it came in a couple days ago. My roommate pre-ordered Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now, there's the obvious sort of concern, but aside from this one cutscene where the player characters didn't spawn into it, so it's just them carrying this like grappling gun around in a train car, but it's just like this floating grappling gun, like walking, like going about. Well,
you don't want to have another mess of a game like the last one was.
Yeah. But other than that,
come on, the bloody picture was hilarious. Pictures and videos was hilarious.
Well, yeah. I warned they said that they pre-ordered it a while ago, and I was like, and I basically said like, well, I hope you're willing to, I hope you can't wait for those day one patches and like glitches and stuff, and they'd have no problem with that really. I'm
Well,
pretty sure that I'm guessing they pre-ordered it because there's a female protagonist in it, but that's just kind of like how she is, but it seems like it doesn't seem like there's anything really that much of an issue in the game. There doesn't seem anything broken or uh like busted. Like it seems like it's running the way it should be. So that's a step up, I think.
well, from the last game, it's a it's not a step up, it's a freaking ladder up.
Ladder up. um I suppose like the only thing I think they do give you this like um grapple gun thing really early, so I think she said that like, yeah, well, now that I have this, I'm never touching the ground. So since you just have to aim it like at a rooftop area and you just slide from one area of the roof to the other.
Yeah, okay.
They do balance this out because now guards have guns rather than just rocks to throw at you.
Oh, sweet.
And yeah, they're still patrolling the roofs because, well, you're gonna be there. Why not?
Yeah. Sounds very plausible.
It's also interesting because like your home base is now on a train. So your mode of transportation, how you get around all of London, is also your main base in a sense.
So how do you manage to hide in a train cart?
I think you would just own the whole train. To be fair, I think the enemy gang. Also, you're like part of a gang and you're taking on other gangs. I think the enemy gang owned that train, so now you own the train. So.
Okay, so I'm sorry, but I have kind of a hard time swallowing that. Yeah, good sir, I'm gonna hide in this train cart now. Excuse me, old chap, would you mind if I just hook this train cart up on yours?
Forget hiding in the train. Forget hiding in the train car. I think they have like their incriminating evidence all over that train. All you have to do is go look in there, and it's like a list of people they've assassinated, and like all on the wall, and there's like papers that relate to what like these pieces of Eden that they're looking for.
Okay, yeah. I have to look into the game. I have to look into the game basically just to see what that is all about. Maybe it makes sense in context.
It's definitely it definitely looks like a ladder up from like Unity.
Yeah, okay. Well, it should be.
Hopefully. Yeah. If they can't do this twice, I'm going to start wondering what's going on at Ubisoft.
Also, yeah. Anyway, I must share with you something that we were looking into when just before we started recording.
Oh.
And it was a couple of Dungeons and Dragons extra stuff from the Dungeons and Dragons wiki. Just a bit of extra things. And I managed to stumble over a feat. And it's called fat assery.
Fat assery?
Yes, giving you amazing fat ass powers.
Now you hold on a minute. Well, let me look this up.
Yeah, I can give you a link to. I can give you the link to the fat assery thing. But yeah, you can have the feat ballistic jelly belly. Your fat absorbs people and their punches. Or you could be fat, like ridiculously fat, and also you could, if someone grabs you, you could start to eat them with the retaliatory eating.
Oh, this is like homebrew stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's we were having a good laugh about that. But what took the cake was not the beer golem, the butter golem.
Butter golem?
It's the butter golem. It's a large yellow humanoid made of butter.
I see.
Its face and body highly distorted by the half-melted butter pouring off its obese frame.
Ja, I am made of the butter, and you are worth 2k monies.
Yes, yes, yes. And the thing that really sold me for this enemy was the apparently butter golems seem to have an instinctual fear of creatures using dwarven bread as weaponry. And it was something appealing with just watching people running around chasing a butter monster with loaves of bread. So
That I kind of assumed that from what it was either gonna it had to be bread.
or biscuits.
Bread or biscuits, yeah.
Oh yeah, so we were having a bit of fun with that. Then we had the beer lurker. It wasn't as fun, but it was really interesting. The beer lurker. It's a worm that hides in beer.
Well,
and with my knowledge how the people usually play dwarves, this could probably just this could probably wipe out a dwarven stronghold in about a week.
shit. I think we drink like a lot of beer at the in D&D games as it is. Well, one D&D game, yeah.
Yeah. So it's it's one of those things like it's very niche, but I found it funny just because it's the dwarf's worst nightmare, the beard lurker. Right. I had some kind. I think it was more funnier in my head than it actually was, but I just had this mental picture of dwarves just having a little tap and with a not colander. If you want to drain the water from from your vegetables, you use a I don't remember the name, but basically I just had this I had this vision in front of me that dwarves had to filter their beer before they could drink it.
Right.
And this awful just mess would form on the top of the filter, and they would say, "Oh, there goes the flavor." Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's just me being silly with what I find.
Right.
So yeah, we're actually 52 minutes in, and I don't feel like we have talked about anything.
Yeah, because I don't think we got anywhere with any of these conversations. Well, aside from the last two.
Yeah. Then again, we had our stances, and we couldn't, and we were set in our opinions. We couldn't really get swayed in one way or another. That's what basically the thing is.
I can't be bothered with that thing. I mean, like, I don't really want to, like. In the end, like, it's just like they're kind of just part of the same cloth. All RPG-styled games. You just like you play them because, like. You play them for like a tactics reasons. I don't see really much reason to see one over the other.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
That said, have you played an RPG game you didn't like? Because I can't remember a RPG game I didn't disliked. That said, I haven't played ActRaiser 2.
I tend to be very careful when I buy certain games. I'm less careful with platformers. I'm very careful when it comes to RPGs.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I can't remember a really, really bad RPG game. And
not one I've played now.
Yeah. And I mean, I have some of the classics. I have Skies of Arcadia on the Dreamcast. I have been playing a bit of Populous at the beginning on my PS1. None of those is really a bad game. I think they're great.
Right.
On the other hand, Grandstream Sega might just be a bit tipping in his favor just because they have a shower scene with a naked girl.
Well, whatever. Whatever.
And apparently Tassie is just so embarrassed he can't speak anymore.
No, that came out of nowhere. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and as I said, I have lots of tactical games and RPG games, but I can't really tell that one of them is really bad. Although if we should go that way, we could say that maybe Advance Wars is not really an RPG, but then again you have all these different stats depending on what. What
you do level up in Dual Strike. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do. I forgot about that.
I forgot you do that in Days of Ruin, but I need to actually. I'm sticking to Dual Strike for the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, this Beer Lurker has 20 in his armor class.
Yeah.
Which I think is one of the highest I've ever seen anyone have. Well, more than most player characters.
I remember I had a rogue. No, that was Dodge. I had I know a guy that played Paladin that had about 23. But he was like this giant wall of metal. He was supposed to take punches. But that's really what I can remember from that. Oh well, we've been streaming for about 56 minutes. I think we could say we're fairly done with this. Do you have?
Yeah, I think I'm fairly done with this Beer Lurker.
Do you have any closing anything you want to close with? I could say that good luck with the freaking Gentleman's Challenge.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna beat that. Anyone on VGF can just I'll probably say that I've beaten it once I'm done. You just check the Gentleman's Challenge topic for that.
Yeah, I have been looking into the RPG loot is having.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I might just
that.
Yeah, and I might just because I couldn't. Now looking back to it, I could probably have fit it in somewhere, but then again, we have been doing some scheduling, and I didn't want to fit anything else but this in before I.
Yeah, it looks great so far.
Yeah.
It's definitely it definitely looks like something he seems to know what he's doing. But
yeah, and it's fun to follow, and I might just do something fun with all that thing. When they start to come a bit forward with the story. I'm not telling what it is, but I promise you it will be something silly.
I was interested, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm in 3 dungeons and I'm in 3 tabletop games, and I'm running my own, so I really don't have the wherewithal to go join another one and having to deal with that as well. I'd rather stick to the amount I have now. I'm kind of thinking of once one of them ends, I'm not going to go into the next one because they're going to do a Stargate themed game, and I don't know anything about Stargate.
Okay.
But I wish the most to how Loot is doing that, because I know how difficult it can be to run a game.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't really run any D&D games, so I don't really know. I can also say that I worked this afternoon before I jumped into the Mumble. I've been working on a little something for Christmas.
Right.
It's a horrible, horrible thing, but I'm gonna release it on Christmas.
Ah, well,
so
good luck on that.
Yeah, I'm 95% done. I just need some sleigh bells in the rhythm track, and I should be all set and done. Problem is, I don't have sleigh bells. You know, the typical Christmas sounds.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm working on that. I'm gonna see what I can find. So yeah, I keep you guys posted about that one, because it's one of those. I should probably put a plus 18 rating on that thing. It's just the humor is a bit crude. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
Yeah, so but that's what I've been working on this afternoon. So yeah, and there we passed the hour mark. So I think we could say bye bye for now,
Right.
and people won't hold it against us that we ended early. So I think we can say goodbye now.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. See you in what is 2 weeks, maybe. Hopefully,
We'll hope.
probably something dark side. Anyway, bye.